I'm Kaylee from LA. Please like and subscribe. Ever since I was a little girl, I've always loved to sing. My grandma was a professional singer. She sang around the world with the most prestigious orchestras and operas. I miss her and her voice so much. When I got to 10th grade, I became the singer of the family. I went to the most prestigious performing arts school on the West Coast. My favorite class was music, of course, and my favorite club so far was show choir. We had been the best in the state for 14 years, with the trophies to prove it. My best friend, Addison, is also in show choir with me. He and I met in kindergarten and have been inseparable ever since. He's the funniest guy I've ever known. He's also gotten pretty cute over the years too. Or at least that's what all the girls in school think. But I just don't see him that way. Hard to see someone that way when they used to sneak over from next door and put frogs in your bed. Yuck! One day, our show choir teacher, Ms. Conrad, had big news for us.
We've been asked to compete at this year's National Show Choir competition.
All right.
Yeah!
But to ensure we get top scores, the soloists will have to be chosen very carefully.
Ms. Conrad told us that we were going to have to audition for the big solo right in front of each other in 1 week. My nemesis, Heidi, started bragging in front of the whole group.
We all know who's gonna get it! Me, of course. Everyone knows I have the stage presence of a star.
I don't know. I think Kaylee might give you a run for your money. She's got star power and the voice to match.
The others' eyes widened. Were they about to fight? Just then, the bell rang. As everyone left the class, I swatted Addison on the arm. Don't start fights with Heidi! She's my biggest competition!
That's exactly why you have to stand up for yourself in front of her.
I just don't want anyone to think I think I'm better than her.
Well then, I guess that's why I'm here. To remind them for you.
Oh, what would I do without you?
Good thing we'll never have to find out.
I was so nervous, even though I'd sung in front of our choir before. But the pressure was on the whole week leading up to auditions. I practiced in the shower, in the bathroom, between classes. I really wanted to beat out Heidi for the big solo at the end of the show. Finally, audition day arrived. I woke up, put on my cutest outfit, curled my hair, and took extra time with my makeup. After all, if I'm gonna be a big star one day, I might as well start dressing like it now. When I stepped out of my house to walk to school with Addison, his cheeks turned super red. What's wrong?
Nothing, you just look different is all. Your hair is.
Oh no! Does it look bad? Maybe I should have worn it up. I'll just go chance.
No, leave it. You look good. Great.
When I arrived in class, Heidi was sitting in the front row, looking totally perfect. What was I thinking? With her shiny hair, big eyes, and as much as I hated to admit it, her beautiful voice. Why would anyone ever look twice at me? But I just tried to remember what my grandma would always say.
It's not about who sings the loudest or looks the prettiest. As long as your song comes from your heart, people can't help but listen.
So I took a deep breath and sat down next to Heidi, right in the front row. She gave me a once-over and rolled her eyes. Who cared what she thought? I knew I looked great. Ms. Conrad sat down at the piano and called Heidi up first. After she finished singing, I applauded politely along with everyone else. Then it was my turn. I stood confidently and turned to face everyone. Addison gave me a thumbs up from the back row. Such a good friend! Ms. Conrad played the opening notes for my song when suddenly the door to the classroom burst open behind me. I turned to look, and standing in the doorway was the most handsome boy I'd ever seen. Tall, with long brown hair that felt perfectly into his eyes. He looked just like a fairy tale prince. My jaw dropped. He handed a note to Ms. Conrad.
Class, this is our newest addition, Patrick.
He waved to everyone, then put his hand on my shoulder, looked deep into my eyes, and said,
I'm so sorry I interrupted your audition. Knock 'em dead.
Then he took my seat right in the front row. I gulped. Oh, now I was nervous again. I shook off my nerves, took a deep breath, and nodded to Ms. Conrad as she played. I could feel the music filling me up all the way to the top. I opened my mouth to sing and let my song come from my heart. When I finished, the whole class burst into applause. I felt like I was walking on air. Patrick got up to sing something last minute. He was so good. The next day, Ms. Conrad put up the list and I had gotten the solo. And she'd even added a duet in the middle of the show for Patrick to sing with me.
Looks like it's you and me, Kaylee. I'm so honored to be singing with someone as talented as you.
I felt my cheeks turn red, and he grinned.
You're so cute when you blush like that. Be careful, or I might just fall in love.
He walked away with a wink at me. I couldn't believe he'd just said that. And neither could Heidi, who'd been listening around the corner.
Don't get too comfy with that solo. Once Miss Conrad figures out that you'll cave at the first sign of pressure, I'll be ready to step in.
Eavesdrop much? Jealousy isn't your color, Heidi. The next day, we started rehearsing for nationals. Everyone was working so hard, and Patrick and I sounded great together. But when it came to our dance, it was like I'd suddenly grown a second left foot.
No, Kaylee, no. Once more from the top.
Miss Conrad, I'm happy to come up front and show Kaylee how it's done.
Not necessary, but thank you, Heidi.
Just here for the team.
After I knocked Patrick over by mistake for the third time, Ms. Conrad called it a day.
Kaylee, please go home and practice, practice, practice.
Ugh! I could have wiped that smug look off of Heidi's face. Everyone went to start packing up their bags, and I started to head backstage to get my bag when Patrick came up to me.
Hey, gorgeous. Want to stay and practice a little with me? Then it'll be perfect by tomorrow.
Oh, I wouldn't want to impose. Your toes must be all bruised.
That's okay. I really don't mind. And I wouldn't mind spending a little quality time with my co-star.
Well, if you insist. Just then, Addison came up to us.
Hey, Kaylee, ready to go?
That's okay. I should really practice a little longer.
I can practice with you. I could use a few run-throughs myself.
Oh, well, Patrick already offered to stay behind and practice with me here.
He did he? How are you gonna get home?
I can drive her.
Oh, do you live in our neighborhood?
No, but
I mean, if it's not really convenient for you.
I'm not spending time with Kaylee because it's convenient.
Neither am I.
I'm spending time with her because she's cool.
My face turned bright red. Did he really mean that? Addison, I'm gonna stay here too. Just for a bit to practice. I'll see you later, okay?
Fine. If you insist, I'll see you when you get home.
He turned on his heel and walked out. Patrick turned to me with a grin on his face and held out his hand.
Shall we?
We practiced more, and I was finally getting good. Patrick swung me out for our final spin, then pulled me in close and dipped me. That's when I noticed his face was just so close. His ice blue eyes staring deep into mine. Was he gonna kiss me? Just then, all the lights in the theater went out. Patrick dropped me in shock and I shrieked. All of a sudden, the lights came back on, and Ms. Conrad stepped back on stage.
Oh, hey, kids. I am so sorry I didn't realize you were still here.
Ugh, I couldn't believe she'd interrupted our moment. Still, we waved goodbye to her and headed out. A little while later, when Patrick dropped me off, he got out of his car to open my door. Such a gentleman!
It was nice hanging out tonight. I'll see you tomorrow, superstar.
Then he wrapped his arms around me and gave me a big hug. Is this what heaven smelled like? Then I headed up the front walk to my door.
So, do you like him or something?
I whipped around and saw Addison waiting on our front porch swing. I don't know, maybe. He's so cute and really talented.
Okay, cool. I guess, do you still want to practice?
That's okay. I think I got it now.
Okay then. Well then, I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Here, I got you a milkshake.
Hey, thanks. He started crossing the yard towards his house. Is it?
Cookies and cream. Your favorite.
Thanks, I'll see you tomorrow.
You know it.
Then it was finally time for nationals. As we arrived at the concert hall, I was overwhelmed by all the other groups here and overheard one girl say to another,
She was a little flat at the end.
I couldn't believe it. What if I lost us the whole competition? All night and throughout all our warm-ups the next day. It was all I could think about. If I messed up again, I'd be letting everyone down, including myself. And there were several famous music industry people judging the competition. What if I ended my career as a singer before it even started? And then, it was almost time to go up. I tried to calm down, but I was shaking like a leaf.
Miss Conrad, Kaylee doesn't look so good.
Ms. Conrad came over. She looked pretty nervous herself.
Kaylee, you look terrible. Are you going to be able to perform?
Of course
Because if you're sick, I can always put Heidi on.
I'm ready to go, Miss Conrad.
Just then, I spotted Patrick warming up down the hall. I just need a minute. I raced down the hall towards him. He was stretching, shaking out his hands, jumping up and down. Patrick! His expression was so strange. Was he nervous too? I'm so nervous. Do you think we could practice?
Kaylee, I'm kinda busy.
What if we?
I really just need some space here. Kaylee,
Yesterday you said we were a team. That doesn't feel like a team to me.
I can't do this right now. Could you leave me alone?
Fighting back tears, I ran down the hall and found a corner backstage. I couldn't let anyone see me so upset, especially not Ms. Conrad or Heidi. What was I gonna do? Suddenly, Addison stepped out of the shadows. He looked so handsome in his costume.
Kaylee, are you okay?
I threw my arms around him. He caught me and squeezed tight. I'm so nervous. I overheard one of the other teams say I sounded bad. Ms. Conrad is ready to replace me with Heidi. Patrick isn't any help, and there's amazing industry people out there. And ugh!
You sounded amazing in rehearsal. Those other teams were just jealous. Forget about Patrick and Heidi. Remember why you love to sing? What was it your grandma always said?
Sing from your heart.
Exactly. Just do that.
I took a few deep breaths, and Addison was right. Will you just run the last part of the number with me?
Of course.
And there, in our little corner of the theater, we stepped, we twirled, we kicked in time together. Addison took my hand, spun me around, and dipped me low. I felt his arm slip. He was dropping me, but right before I was sure I'd hit the ground, he caught me with a twinkle in his eye. I swatted his arm. You tricked me.
I'd never drop you. And even if I did, I'll always be here to catch you.
Thank you, Addison. Then he smiled at me so genuinely, and my heart fell into my stomach. What was that?
Places, please. Students' places. Kaylee, are you ready?
Yes, Ms. Conrad. As we all rushed to take our spots to start our number, Addison shot me a wink.
Knock 'em dead, superstar.
You too! As soon as the lights came up on stage, I felt a little thrill of excitement. We danced, we sang, we twirled. Everyone had brought their A game. When it came time for my duet with Patrick, we totally nailed it. But any spark that had been there was gone. As the opening chords of my solo began, the lights shined down on me, and I opened my mouth, and the music poured from my heart. I knew my grandma was right there with me. I hit my final note and held it out forever as everyone finished their steps behind me. As we struck our final pose, the crowd erupted into applause. A standing ovation! I beamed. We totally nailed it. That night, after all the points had been tallied, all the teams gathered on stage behind the judges. Addison reached for my hand and I squeezed back. Thanks for the pep talk. I could have never done it without you.
Of course you could have. I'm just here to remind you.
You're always there for me. He leaned in close, and I felt a flutter in my stomach as he whispered in my ear.
And I always will be, if you let me.
I turned to look directly in his eyes.
Kaylee, I have to tell you.
Just then, the announcer started announcing the winners. Second place, runner-up. Our whole team clasped hands and took a deep breath together.
And the grand prize for this year's National Show Choir competition goes to...
As they said our name, the crowd roared. It was so loud I could hardly think. Confetti rained down on us as Ms. Conrad stepped forward to accept our trophy. I threw my arms around Addison, and he picked me up, swinging me in a circle. We did it! We did it! As we packed up our things in the dressing room and said goodbye to the new friends we'd made at the competition, one of the judges knocked on our dressing room door. He was an exec for a record label back in LA.
I was so impressed with you. Your vocals were so clear and you've got some real presence up there. Give me a call if you think you'd be interested in recording a single.
He handed me his card, and I shook his hand, totally awestruck. Maybe dreams really do come true. I felt so relieved. Not only had I not let everyone down, but I'd made myself proud. On the beach, Addison sat down next to me, running a hand through his hair. When he saw me watching, he grinned, and the butterflies were back.
I'm totally beat, aren't you?
Definitely. I got you something.
Oh yeah?
I pulled out a bag of gummy worms and your favorite.
You're the best, Kay.
He ripped open the bag and dug in. Hey, Addison, what was it you were gonna tell me earlier?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, I have something I want to tell you.
Yeah?
I like you.
Really?
Really?
I like you too. I have for a while now.
Really?
Really.
He took my hand and, I know, my cheeks turned pink.
I got something for you too.
Ooh, okay. I love presents. And then he put his hand on my cheek, leaned in close, and kissed me. It was the perfect end to a perfect day.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I'm from Ohio. Please like and subscribe. My parents always dreamt of being world-famous singers, but they could never become anything more than background vocals. So when me and my sister Tanya were born, Dad taught me all about music, while Tanya was Mom's favorite, 'cause she was the pretty one. Everyone admired her emerald green eyes and blonde hair. Once when we were 5, a woman even tried to steal her from the park.
Let go of my sister or I am gonna scream.
It'll give you $10, kid. Let go of her hand.
Tanya and I struggled until she let go and ran away. Before the police came, Tanya hugged me tight.
Anna, you saved me. No one touches you on my watch, sis.
Even growing up, she always had everyone's attention, whereas I enjoyed my simple life. But then in 10th grade, things took a wild turn. One day after school, we got home to see Dad being rushed to the hospital. He had a heart attack. A week passed by and we found out he wasn't going to get better unless he had this really expensive surgery. And we didn't have money for it. Mom was thinking about selling the house when out of the blue she got a phone call. After she hung up, she screamed like crazy.
My former agent told me they're looking for new talent and they're gonna pay huge money.
She told us about a music audition that was happening in another week and asked us to grab the opportunity. On the day of the audition, everyone was stunned by Tanya's looks. But when she opened her mouth, they all covered her ears.
Hello, from the other side.
Someone grabbed the mic from her hands or shut off the speakers. I can't stand her voice.
Well, he was over-exaggerating, but not entirely. Tanya couldn't sing a note, not even in the bathroom. A few minutes later, it was my turn, and when I started singing, the producers looked mesmerized.
You come and wake me every night. You say you've missed the concept of you and I.
After a long discussion, they announced they were going to sign both of us. But there was one condition. They wanted me to sing. But in the background for Tanya, she would lip sync to my voice.
No, that's wrong. We won't be doing that.
But Tanya held my hand with teary eyes.
Please, sis, you have to do this. We need the money. But Tanya...
Anna, my love, the future of our family rests on your shoulders. Now, think about your dad. Think about our family, honey.
So, I agreed.
After we signed the deal, all of Dad's hospital bills were paid, and he came back home all healthy in a month. And then it was just me and Tanya and the non-ending music videos and tours around the country. Everywhere Tanya went, people would go crazy for her. These people were nuts. And clearly this was getting to Tanya's head, because when we returned to school after summer break, she started acting like a queen and a bully.
Get out of my seat! That's my spot! Don't you know who I am?
The guy didn't even flinch and kept munching on his sandwich, and Tanya looked as furious as a dragon.
Hey, it's okay. We can take another seat. Maybe he can't hear.
But she just picked up a bottle full of mustard and dumped it on his head.
You've got to be frickin' kidding me!
I'm sorry about my sister. She's a little. Please let it go. He'll pay for your jacket later.
I grabbed Tanya's hand as I pulled her out of there.
Have you lost your mind? Didn't you see he was acting as if he didn't know me? Tanya, you're not the president, and you should.
Whatever. Anna, you didn't have to say sorry to him. He's a jerk.
Saying that, she stormed away. Ugh, such a diva. Later, after school was over, I went into the music room to practice my singing. But just as I finished, I heard someone clap behind me, and I was shocked to see the guy from the cafeteria. Brandon.
That voice. That's your sister's voice when she sings, isn't it?
Oh God, what now? But he didn't know anything for sure.
I thought you didn't know her, and now you know her voice.
I never said that. She just assumed it. I know who she is, and now I know her little secret.
You know nothing.
With every sentence, he kept getting closer. As I was backing away, I tripped over something and he caught me.
What are you even doing here? Everyone's gone.
But you're still here, and you kinda owe me something. You said you'll pay for my jacket. I'm here to collect the money.
Right? What was I even thinking? I gave him some money from my bag and ran out of there. A few days later, while I was in the library, Tanya came to me.
I want you to go and give this to Brandon and tell him that I want to meet him at the cafe tonight.
What? Why? What are you up to now?
Didn't you see? He ignored me. He isn't like the other guys who were running after me 24/7. I like him. I want him. I want to make him my freaking boyfriend.
Well, then you go and talk to him. Why should I do it?
Because of me. Duh. I'm a superstar. I can't make the first move. I don't want to look desperate. Do it for me, please.
Reluctantly, I left a note on his table and asked him to come to the cafe and ran out of there. Later, Tanya asked me to tag along, And just when we reached the cafe, she saw some random people with cameras there.
Oh no, paparazzi. I can't be seen with anyone. My contract doesn't allow me to date publicly. Anna.
But what about Brandon? He is waiting for you.
Can you please go and tell him I'll see him tomorrow at school? Okay, thanks. Bye.
Saying that she ran into a cab and rode away. Now I had no choice but to inform Brandon myself.
So I went in. Hey, I'm sorry, but...
I thought you wouldn't come and that this was some stupid prank. But I'm glad you're here.
What? Me? Wait, did he think I was the one who called him here? Shoot, I wanted to tell him everything. But he looked so happy to see me and he'd ordered all my favorite food items. I thought I could wait another few minutes before telling him. But as time went by, things just kept getting better and better. He was pretty cool. After our little date, he walked me back home. This was my chance to tell him the truth. But he just pulled me in for a kiss. And gosh, it was amazing. Suddenly, I heard Tanya coming out the front door, and I pushed him away into the bushes and rushed in. The next day, I was looking for him everywhere to tell him the truth. But I found Tanya was already talking to him in the corridor.
Freaking fishes! What do you mean you don't like me? Then why did you show up at the cafe last night?
What? Are you crazy? I wasn't waiting for you. I was there for Anna. I wouldn't date someone as mean as you, even if you were the last girl on Earth.
How dare you!
Tanya slapped him hard and ran out of there, and all the kids were recording everything on their phones. This was bad. I ran after Tanya, but she pushed me away.
Get lost. Anna, I told you I liked him, but you trapped him first.
Tanya, stop it! I didn't do anything! He liked me from the beginning, and you sent me to him!
Yeah, it was my biggest mistake thinking I could trust you. Traitor, witch.
She jumped onto me and grabbed my hair, and we broke into a huge fight. Mom and Dad were called in, and the principal showed them the videos the kids had recorded. He said Tanya's behavior was getting worse day by day, and she was suspended for a month. I felt so bad and went to hug her later that night and told her I wasn't going to see Brandon anymore, and she immediately hugged me. But when I went to my room, Brandon was already waiting there.
Why are you avoiding me? And what was your sis talking about today?
Brandon, you can't be here! Get out now!
Hey, why do you look so tense? Tell me what happened.
He pulled me close into his arms and I just melted. I told him everything honestly. And then he looked into my eyes.
I won't force you to like me, but if you do, I won't let anyone keep you away from me, Anna.
He moved in to kiss me, but just then Tanya came into my room with a fire extinguisher in her hand and sprayed it all over us.
I knew it, you ugly cow. I knew you're a filthy backstabber, and I'm gonna destroy you both.
Suddenly, Mom and Dad came running too, and she was taken back to her room, and I was grounded for a week for inviting a boy. We had a big concert soon, and though I was super mad at Tanya, I still had to help her because of our contract. As usual, I was singing backstage while the entire crowd was cheering for Tanya. After the performance was over, she was given an award for star performer. Even Mom and Dad were called on stage.
You guys must feel truly blessed to have a daughter with the voice of an angel.
It's an honor. We're so lucky to have her.
For some reason, I felt really left out and I smashed my mic on the ground. Just then, someone from the audience asked Tanya to dedicate a song to Mom. Holy moly. Tanya made this gesture with her hands. That was my cue to sing every time. But my mic, it was lying broken on the floor. She started singing without me, and everyone in the audience heard her real voice. Oh my God! A wave of silence passed through the audience, and Tanya looked at me super mad. The crowd started chanting that she was a fraud who did lip syncing. They went mad and started climbing onto the stage. The bodyguards immediately took Tanya and my parents away to safety and left me there all by myself. How could they? I ran out of the venue and I was raging mad. I did so much for them and they didn't care about me one bit. But when I reached home, I was shocked to see a huge crowd gathered in front of my house. What in the world was happening just then? My phone went buzzing like crazy with videos and messages from everyone. Tanya's bullying and lip-syncing videos were going viral, and someone uploaded my video as the real singer to Holy Mother of Jesus. I quickly went into the house through the back door, and on seeing me, Tanya viciously threw a vase at me. Just then, I saw all the singing awards and trophies she was burning in the fireplace.
Oh my God, have you gone crazy?
Why would you do that? What were you thinking, trying to ruin me?
What? Are you kidding me? It was an accident.
Oh, was it? Or is it because you want some fame for yourself now? Just remember this, you witchin. People hear your voice because of my face. Otherwise, no one would ever pay you, even if you sang on the roadside.
Who was this monster?
You're such a mean, self-absorbed brat, Tanya. I can't believe you'd say that to me when the fact is, you're only a star because of my voice. Without me, you're just a pretty dumb face.
Tanya pulled the scissors nearby and rushed at me with all her force.
You took away everything from me, the guy I loved, my reputation at school, and now my fame, too. I'm gonna kill you.
Thankfully, Mom and Dad came in and stopped her just in time.
Stop this madness right now. I can't believe we were so blinded by your beauty and fame that we never realized what a monster you were turning into.
Dad grabbed the scissors from her hand and threw them away.
Anna, we're so sorry. We've never truly appreciated you for everything you've done for us. You're the daughter that every parent would be proud of. Please forgive us.
Oh, Mom, Dad, you people are just morons. And I'm not letting go of my fame so easily. Watch this. I'm gonna walk out, and everyone is still gonna love me.
Tanya opened the front door and walked out, and all the media surrounded her.
So is it true you can't sing? And that creepy frog voice we heard, was it your real voice?
And who's the real singer? Is she your sister? We want to see her. You're just fake trash.
Just then, a bunch of anti-fans started throwing eggs and rotten tomatoes at her. She was screaming like crazy and pushing through the crowd to get to her car, and well, I was enjoying it. She was totally getting what she deserved. I thought I'd get a better view for my room, so I went up and found Brandon there. I immediately hugged him.
Whoa, the truth's all out now, and I can't believe I'm dating the real star. I'm excited for your famous life now.
No, Brandon, I just want a peaceful life. And if you're with me to enjoy some kind of popularity, you got the wrong girl.
No, babe, I don't care about what you choose. Just as long as I can be with you always.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brew, and this is my story. Before I continue, please like and subscribe to my channel. I was brought up by a single dad who worked very hard to give me a good life. We didn't have much, but Dad and I had each other, and it was enough.
Always work hard and success will follow. Got that, little birdie?
I'll say yes if you buy me ice cream.
Dad and I were close, and we would talk about everything under the sun. Well, everything except Mom. Every time I tried asking Dad about Mom, he would avoid the topic like the plague, and eventually I stopped asking. Growing up, I fell in love with music dream to become a singer, and at 19, my dream finally came true when I got an invitation to audition for a famous all-girls group, the Masked Minx. These girls were super famous, but no one knew what they looked like because they always performed with a mask on. I was pretty excited, but the only thing was to convince Dad.
But I've never been away from you, and you're too young to travel alone. What if you get in some trouble?
Then come with me.
I wish I could, but I have a work trip coming up.
I just know if I had a mom, it would be easier for both of us. You could take me on this trip and you could go to work. Dad, well, I guess I am that unlucky. No, Mom, no trip sucks, but I know you're doing your best.
Hey, we're very lucky to have each other. I guess I can make some time and take you. But you have to promise that you'll quit bringing up these stories of your mom.
I promise.
And just like that, Dad and I were on a plane to London. The band had arranged for us to fly first class, and when we finally arrived, I was excited to be welcomed at the airport by a personal chauffeur. Soon after, we reached the hotel where we were staying, and it was also the venue for the auditions. I hugged my dad and entered the audition room, but it was empty. Just then, someone tapped on my shoulder. I turned around and almost passed out. It was a girl, and she had the exact same face as mine, only more polished and prettier.
Okay, I know that we have at least 7 people who look exactly like you, but dude, this is beyond freaky. Who are you?
Firstly, please don't touch me. I hate being touched. Too many germs. And secondly, I am Ava, and I'm your twin sister.
My what?
Ava went on to tell me about how we were twins, and that our parents separated shortly after we were born. She was raised by our mom while Dad stayed back in America with me. She was a singer too, but recently she discovered that she had laryngitis and her singing career was basically over.
I was the one who sent you the mail and called you here. I have a very important tour coming up, and since I can't sing, I need you to take my place. You'll get a lot of money, and I won't lose my contracts. If you do a good job, maybe I can get my friend in the USA to sign you for his record label.
Okay, slow down. Can we take a step back? You're one of the Masked Minx and you want me to sing for you?
That's right.
Are you crazy? I just found out I have a twin sister and my head is already spinning, and I'm so close to having a panic attack. Ooh, 1 second. Even if in some parallel reality this whole thing was true, I would still have to tell my dad about you.
Your dad? I mean, our dad can't know that we've met. I do not want him to get suspicious. Mom has always told me how Dad has hated her all her life. And now I don't want him to take you away. Please, Rue, help me!
How do I even know you're my sister?
Ava showed me a copy of my birth certificate and a few pictures of us together as babies, but I couldn't trust her.
So before I agreed, I placed a condition.
I'll agree if you make me meet Mom.
Deal! Dad was waiting for me in the hotel lobby. I felt so angry by looking at his face. How could he hide such a big truth from me? I wanted to confront Dad, but I also wanted to meet Mom, so I decided to stay quiet and go with the flow. I went back to my room and dozed off. And hours later, I was woken up by a frantic call from Ava.
I need to see you now. Come to the lobby and I'm sending a car.
I got dressed urgently and did as Ava asked. We met at a restaurant where Ava walked in with the most gorgeous guy on her arm. She introduced him as Jason, her boyfriend, and I just couldn't stop staring at how perfect he was.
I need you to convince Dad to pay $100,000 to my manager.
Yeah, he's very cute.
Wait, sorry, what?
I need money, and I promise you will get back much more money when I get you signed on at my friend's record label.
Why do you need so much money suddenly?
To make arrangements for my tour. Why else? Mom spent all the money I made on my treatment and I have no savings left. Please. If you do this, I will take you to see Mom. I promise.
I was a little taken aback, but I wanted to see my mom so desperately, so I agreed to help Ava out. But Dad would never let go of such a huge amount, so my only other option was Grandpa. He owned several big shopping malls all over the country, and he always told me that I could ask for anything. I called my grandpa and explained the situation to him. He was so happy that I finally met my twin. He apologized for not telling me all this time and promised to help with the money. The next day, Ava let me practice with her background singers and dancers, and I got such a rush out of it. She even let me sign some autographs for her fans on her behalf. I loved being in the spotlight. After the practice, Ava and I were on our way back when I asked her if I could meet Mom.
Not yet. Mom just had a minor heart attack last month, and seeing you might put her into shock, so we need to wait. Meanwhile, could you be a doll and get me some more money?
Why? I've already spent enough. Ava, I need to see Mom now, or I will call off the deal.
I asked the driver to stop the car and walked out feeling confused and angry. I wanted to cry because I had just lost my grandpa his $100,000 and I still hadn't seen my mom. I was outside the hotel when suddenly someone yanked at my arm. Jason.
What do you think you're doing?
Listen to me carefully, Rue. You have to get out of here. Ava and her mom are bad news. I heard Ava's mom talking about how they're going to drain your dad's finances. I think you're a really nice person, so please just tell your dad the truth and go back home.
And why should I trust you over my own family?
Because I know them. I've been with Ava long enough to know when she's lying, and her mother is no saint.
She's my mom too, and I think I'm old enough to know what's right and wrong. So thank you, but I'll take it from here.
Saying that, I turned around and left, but Jason's words kept ringing in my head. I couldn't sleep a wink that night, and the next morning, I decided to finally tell Dad everything, but he was nowhere to be found. So I went downstairs and saw him talking to a strange woman in the hotel lobby. I walked up to him, and when he saw me, he turned white.
What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
This is Claire, your mom. I am so sorry you had to find out like this. And I know you met your twin. Your grandpa called me after Claire called him demanding for $1 million. We will be heading home tomorrow. I was just saying goodbye.
So you're saying goodbye and I don't even deserve a hello. How is that fair?
Don't blame your dad, sweetie.
Don't call me sweetie. You know why I asked Ava to meet you? So I could stand in front of you and ask you how you could abandon your own child.
I could only afford to bring up one child, and I randomly picked Ava. Not that it was a good decision. She's pretty much useless now.
Your absolute disregard for humanity amazes me. And thank God I never got a chance to know you, or I would be the only kid in the world who hates their own mother.
I turned around and ran to my room. An hour later, Dad showed up and told me the whole truth about how Claire had been using the excuse of raising Ava alone to get money from both my dad and Grandpa. They kept it as a secret to protect me.
You could have told me the truth.
You would have gone behind her anyway, little birdie. I know you that much.
Dad and I left for home that night, but I couldn't go back without meeting Ava. So I asked her to meet me at the airport, and surprisingly, she showed up. I introduced her to Dad. He was so happy, and he hugged her and shed tears. Ava and I sat down and I told her about what Mom had said.
Mom didn't raise me. She gave me up at birth and I lived in an orphanage. I only got back with her a few years back when someone from the orphanage told her about my singing talent, and since then, she's been trying to use me as a money-making machine. I hate her.
Then come with us. Dad and I would love to have you.
I would love to, but I can't. I still have so many debts to pay because of Claire.
I tried to convince Ava, but she refused. And soon after, Dad and I boarded the flight and left. Weeks passed, but I felt an empty pit in my stomach every time I thought about Ava. She was all alone, fighting my dragon of a mother, and I had to do something to help her. So I turned to Jason for help.
I told you, stay away from her. She and her mom are crooked.
My mom's using Ava? Please, Jason. She's my sister and your girlfriend. We have to help her out.
Okay, this might be a long shot, but what if we do a concert as Eva? It'll be like a face reveal tour. I know a few people who could help us. Find a band and we will use social media to spread the word and see where it goes.
And what if I'm not that good?
I've heard you sing, Rue. You'll be just fine.
We spoke to Ava and she was on board. Jason came down the next week and we spent days planning every second of the concert. Even my grandpa stepped in to give us a little money. Our posts on social media were very well received, and soon enough, almost all the tickets were sold out. Then one night I was grabbing coffee when I saw Jason at the same cafe, engrossed in a book that seems like a heavy read.
It's about kids who grew up in an orphanage. I was one of them.
I'm sorry, Jason. That must have been tough.
It was, but it made me who I am. And besides, I found a great family who loves me and adores me. You learn to find family in unexpected places.
Our conversation flowed from there. We talked about our pasts, our dreams, our fears. I shared about the loneliness I felt growing up without a mother, and he spoke of the challenges of growing up without a family at all. I'd never connected with anyone like this before, and it was truly amazing. One night before the performance, I was nervously checking out the stage when Jason slid his hand inside mine. I just hope it works.
I'm sure it will. And Drew, it's amazing what you're doing for Ava. Not everyone has this kind of heart.
Not everyone gets a second chance with their families either. Trust me, I'm doing this for myself.
Jason came forward, gently stroked my cheeks, and I felt my face on fire. And before I could react, he leaned in and kissed me, but I pushed him away.
This is not right. You're with Ava.
No, I'm not. Ava and I were just dating for the public. Trust me, we mean nothing to each other.
She's still my sister, and you and I have to respect that.
I walked away from Jason knowing I really wanted the kiss, but family is more important. So I decided to put my feelings aside and concentrate on the bigger picture. The next night was the concert, and it was a huge hit. We collected a lot of money, and when Ava found out, she was beyond happy. That night, I slept with the best feeling ever. But the next morning, my dad shook me awake, and then he told me the most shocking news of my life. Apparently, Ava had turned down my offer to move in with me and Dad, and instead, she slapped me with a legal notice for impersonating her without her permission. The only way she would take her complaint back was if my dad agreed to pay her $10 million. I feel so stupid for wanting to help her.
It's not your fault. I guess she's just more like your mom than you thought.
I could not stop crying, because I knew this was going to make me and Dad so poor. I had to come up with a solution before we ended up homeless. So, I decided to approach Ava, but my calls and messages went unanswered. I was running out of options when a couple of days later, Ava showed up at my front door, along with Jason.
What are you doing here?
I ran away. I'm finally free.
Free to do what? Brand me as a liar? I tried to help you, and you threatened to sue me.
It wasn't me. It was all Claire's idea. Apparently, Claire had taken all of Ava's phones, and she was the one who had sent the notice in Ava's name.
I'd gone back home to talk to Ava in person, but she was missing.
I tried to tell her how wrong this was, but she just locked me up. But somehow I ran away and hid at my friend's place till Jason found me. I'm so sorry, Rue.
It's okay. All that matters is that now you're here and you're safe.
I hugged Ava tight, and the two of us told Dad everything. He got the best lawyers. And with Ava's testimony, Claire landed in jail for exploiting a minor against her will and cheating Dad out of his money. She just called the house one day and begged me to take her back as our mom.
I made a mistake. Please forgive me. I'm your mother. You can't send me to jail.
Oh, yes, we can. Just like you sent Ava to an orphanage. And just like you abandoned me and my father, now it's time for payback. And you're gonna get yours.
Dang right you will. Soon after Mom went to jail, Ava and I decided to share our story with the world, and it was very well received. We became famous and even launched our music careers. I sang and Ava played the piano. One day, as we were done performing, Ava hugged me tight and whispered in my ear,
Jason's here to see you. Don't worry. He told me everything about how you both are pigeon heads and were ready to sacrifice your love for me.
So you don't have a problem?
No, dummy. I never loved him the way you do. Go on. He's all yours.
I was so happy, I rushed backstage and saw Jason waiting for me. Without thinking, I threw my arms around him and pulled him in.
I know too much has happened, but I'm ready to move on if you are.
I'm 10 steps ahead of you, babe.
I learned that sometimes the people related to you can hurt you the most, and you always have to be ready for anything.
Hi, I'm Skylar from Chicago. Please like and subscribe. I think I decided when I was born that I liked my mom way more than my dad. That's probably because she's always saving me from my dad's crazy antics. Mom owned a pet shop in the neighborhood that had been in our family for generations. It was like the ultimate hangout for me and my besties when I was a little kid. Oh, and I've got a twin sister, Ellie, who's super close to Dad, no clue why. If there were an award for the messiest, most irresponsible guy ever, he'd surely win.
and I'm totally grossed out by Dad's mess. Daddy, why did you throw your muddy boots on the sofa again?
Are you saying something, honey? I can't hear you.
Maybe you would if you stopped playing the video game.
Shut up! You're so annoying! Can't you let us have some fun, you parrot?
I threw the boot at Ellie when she said that. But I couldn't do the same to Dad because he was my dad. He works part-time as a delivery guy for a pizza place nearby. And when he's not doing that, he does nothing but play video games. And make a mess. But once when I was in first grade, he really went too far. He took Ellie and me to the playground. While we were playing on the slide, he went off to play football with some boys. Ellie and I didn't realize how much time had passed until it got dark. We got worried looking for our beloved dad, but we couldn't find him anywhere.
Skylar, Dad ditched us. I don't know the way back home.
I don't either, but it's okay. We have each other. We'll be fine. Then, I suddenly remembered the playground was near Mom's pet shop, and I took Ellie's hand and made my way there. Luckily, we got there just as Mom was closing up the shop to head home. She took us back fuming, and we found Dad on the couch in his muddy, stinky clothes playing games with a VR headset on.
Oh, I thought it was the sound of a monster showing up. Hurry up, ladies. Don't let the big man starve. It's dinner time.
He didn't even realize he'd left us at the playground. A huge fight broke out between them. It was the biggest one ever. And just like the saying goes, no man can ever win an argument with a woman, not even the messiest man alive. So the next day, Dad packed up his bags and left, saying he was moving in with his mom and, well, he never visited or came back. Ellie was super upset, but I was secretly relieved, and Mom seemed happier too. Good riddance. Men were the worst. Growing up, I even avoided talking to boys my age. I was totally convinced they were all just as messy and careless as Dad. Like once in 5th grade, the teacher made a boy sit next to me for a history class activity, and he was a total chatterbox. Worse, he messed up the order of all my markers.
Dude, why didn't we just keep moving on all fours?
Ma'am, where can I find a no-boys class?
It's not possible, Skylar. You'll have to learn to get along with everybody, yes, even the boys.
The boy grinned at me and I grabbed a marker and crippled all over his face. The teacher called my mom and I got a bunch of lectures. But nothing could change my mind. Boys were icky and I hated them. Soon after, I discovered something I was really into, acting. I joined the drama club, and there I found myself fighting for the lead roles every year with a girl named Lily. I mostly beat her to them, and obviously she hated me. By the time we were in high school, all the boys knew I had sent a few chatterbox boys to the hospital, so they started to be scared of me. Lily wouldn't stop annoying me about it.
Who are you going to go to prom with? Your cat. Do you stay away from the boys because you know you're ugly and no one will like you?
Once, I walked into the girls' bathroom at the club while she was washing up and she shrieked.
Oh my god, are you trying to get a peek at me? I know you're into girls, but don't even think about me.
Yikes! No, even if I was into girls, I have good taste, Lily. But she spread rumors around the school that I had been staring at her body and that I might be hiding somewhere in the girls' locker room or bathroom.
Why don't you go and prove her wrong? Go on, just talk to a boy.
I'd rather sprinkle cat litter on broccoli and eat that.
Yuck, you're a savage and so weird.
Yeah, Ellie was nothing like me. She was really popular with the guys, and she was always dating one. And I was always afraid she'd end up choosing someone exactly like Dad. Once she was getting ready to go out with a boy I knew was a jerk. But she wouldn't listen to me, so I had to do something myself that evening. I opened the door when he knocked. So you're Mark! No, wait. She said he's hot. Are you Shane?
No, no, no!
He comes on a motorbike every time. You must be the rich donkey she was talking about?
What? She said that. And who are all these guys?
Who knows? Maybe it's those other donkeys. Maybe you should ask Peter. He and Ellie have been pretty tight lately. He got pissed and left, and when Ellie found out, she was furious.
Now you're spoiling my chances too. Okay, what's up with you and boys? Don't you find them cute and fun?
I find them useless and annoying, and I don't know why you're dying to be with one. You're too young anyway. Just stay away from them. But she'd never do that. One evening, I realized that I'd left some important notes in my locker, and I had to go back to school to get them. Just then, I heard a beautiful voice from the boys' locker room. I took a peek through the door and saw someone singing along with his guitar. It was Parker, the quiet millionaire who joined school a week ago and had all the girls drooling. I stood there quietly and continued to listen until he stopped and looked right at me.
So do you like it?
Oh God, he saw me. It didn't make my ears bleed, so I guess it was all right.
You're the famous man-hater, aren't you? I'm flattered to have you as a fan, but I'll have to give you my autograph another time. I don't have a pen right now.
Oh, that's too bad. I want to cry, but I left my hanky at home.
I'd offer you mine, but it's full of boogers. Anyway, what are you doing here so late?
I got bored and decided to find my Prince Charming here at school, and you?
Same reason. I was waiting for someone as pretty as you to secretly listen to me as I sing.
So is this the part where we fall in love and start dating?
No! I think we should get married right away and have kids!
Suddenly I noticed his boots! They were covered with mud! You know, there's a reason I stay away from boys, and I'm certain you're no different. With that, I walked away. This Parker seemed really full of himself. And to my dismay, I found out a few days later that he was being paired with me as the lead in the school play. But he seemed more disappointed than me.
Ma'am, can't we choose someone else to play the heroine's part?
What's your problem? Why are you trying to get me out of the play?
Because I don't want to play the part with a girl who's allergic to boys. We'll have no chemistry.
I don't have to like you to be good at acting. I can fake chemistry.
There's a kissing scene. You sure you're up for it?
Yeah, I'm a professional and we don't need to practice it. We can just do it on the day of the play.
Fine by me. I'm an expert anyway.
We started rehearsing soon with Lily as my understudy, but her main role seemed to be flirting with Parker. And he was just as annoying as any boy I'd ever met. He was late for rehearsals, he was always eating on set and making a mess, and he had to take 100 breaks. But I had to admit he was a good actor and was perfect for the part. A few days later, we were doing a dress rehearsal, and soon after wearing my costume, my back really started to itch. I somehow made it through my part and then rushed to the dressing room. I looked at my back in the mirror at the huge, ugly burn mark I've had since I've been in an accident when I was 8 years old. The costume's material had really irritated my scar, and it was all red and itchy. I took a picture in the mirror to send to my skin doctor and then quickly changed into my clothes. But as I picked up my phone again, I realized that I'd sent the picture to freaking Parker. Oh my god! Feeling panicked, I texted him that I sent the picture by mistake, but he never replied. I just slipped out and headed home, feeling really worried. I was certain that jerk would show it to everyone, especially Lily. But the next day when I went to school, no one was looking at me weirdly or talking about me. No one brought it up at all. Later, I spotted Parker by himself in the hallway and I walked over to him. Hey, listen, thank you for not sharing that picture with anyone. I know I'm an ugly freak.
What picture?
The one I sent you yesterday.
I'm pretty sure you didn't see our chat. No picture here.
He looked up at me and smiled, and I found myself smiling back.
Wow, that's the first time I've seen you smiling. I don't think you should do that. It's not a great look on you.
I just rolled my eyes and walked away. Okay, he wasn't a jerk, but he was still annoying. But it was nice of him to pretend he didn't receive the picture to not embarrass me. When the day of the play finally came, I was super excited. Our performances were going really smoothly. Well, until the kissing scene.
What are you doing? You're supposed to kiss me now?
Yeah, I know that. I'm just getting ready.
It's just a kiss. Kiss me, Skylar.
Fine. I put my hands on his face and my heart was racing as our lips touched. I felt something I'd never felt before, and I was kind of disappointed when he pulled away and started saying his next dialogue. Back at home, Ellie couldn't stop teasing me about the kiss and our chemistry on stage, which I completely denied and slammed the door in her face. But I couldn't stop thinking about the kiss all night. Was I catching feelings for Parker? But the next morning, I forgot all about it when I went down for breakfast and found Mom crying. Mom, what's wrong? What happened?
I'm going to lose the pet house.
It turned out that Mom had taken a big loan a while back from an investment company to keep the pet shop running. But lately, she hadn't been able to make the payments on time. And now the company was demanding that she pay it immediately. And the investment company belonged to Lily's dad.
I'll have to sell the pet house. It's not been doing well for a while, and I'm just not making enough.
But Mom, you love it. Everyone in the neighborhood loves it. It's been around for 30 years. There has to be a way we can save it.
I don't think there is, honey.
I felt really heavy-hearted when I went to school that day. I was sitting alone on the bleachers at recess when suddenly Parker joined me.
What's up with your face today?
And to my horror, I started to cry! I buried my face in my arms as I sobbed, and I felt Parker putting his arm around me.
Hey, what's going on? Do you want to talk about it?
And I found myself telling him everything. When I was done, he handed me his hanky and looked at me.
I might have a solution for your problem.
What? What do you mean?
I guess you don't know that Lily's dad and my dad are business partners. They both own that investment company. I'll talk to my dad today and ask him to make the loan payments easier for you guys. I don't want you to lose that pet shop. It seems like it means a lot to you.
Do you really mean that? Will your dad agree?
He will, I promise.
I was so thrilled that I threw my arms around him in a bear hug. He hugged me too, and we just stayed like that for a while. Parker, did you just smell my hair?
What? No, I didn't.
Why are you helping me?
Because I'm not a jerk.
Is that all?
Yeah, don't worry. I wouldn't fall for someone who's decided to hate boys for all eternity.
Well, maybe I don't hate you.
Parker's face suddenly lit up, and he drew me close and kissed me, and it felt amazing. True to his word, Parker talked to his dad, and Mom was ecstatic when the company told her they changed their decision. And Parker and I, well, much to everyone's surprise and Lily's anger, we started dating. I couldn't believe I had a boyfriend. Prom came around a few months later, and when Ellie and I reached school, I spotted Parker from afar looking so cute. I walked up to him and was about to kiss him when he suddenly stopped me.
Hey, Skylar, wait, there's something I need to talk to you about.
Okay, why the serious face? He led me out of the hall and then he spoke.
Listen, I hate that I'm ruining prom for you, but I just have to tell you now our company is facing some losses and Lily's dad is insisting that we collect all outstanding loans, so I'm afraid your mom will have to make the full payment very soon. I am so sorry.
I felt the ground slip beneath my feet. Are you kidding me? You promised and now you're just breaking it just like that.
It's not my decision, Skylar. I don't own the company.
Then maybe it wasn't your promise to make either. Did you just do it to get together with me? To win me over, and you never really meant it?
What are you talking about? Of course, I meant it. I tried to help you. Can't you at least see that?
No, all I can see is that you gave us false hope. I would have been better if you hadn't. Why is everyone so disappointing?
Well, maybe your standards are too freaking high.
Well, maybe I'm just better off alone. I stormed out of there in angry tears. I'd made a mistake believing a stupid boy, and even a bigger mistake of falling for him. High school had come to an end, and Ellie and I helped Mom pack up the shop over the summer. It broke our hearts to lose it, but there was nothing we could do. One day, as Ellie and I were going back home, we walked past a cafe where I spotted several kids from school, including Parker and Lily, and she was clinging onto his arm. Ellie saw my face and said,
You don't know they're together, Skylar.
I'm pretty be sure that they are, and I really don't care. I went off to university to study drama and theater, and I was having an amazing time. I made loads of cool friends, yes, even guys, and I realized I've been foolishly stubborn to think they were all bad. Sometimes I even regret it being so hard on Parker and driving him away. He was just a high school kid like me back then, and it wasn't his fault that we lost our pet shop. Soon after graduation, I went back home to attend Ellie's wedding. Her husband seemed a lot more sensible than Dad, and she seemed really happy, and I was happy for them. Later that night, someone rang the doorbell, and I was shocked when I opened the door.
Hello, Skylar.
Standing outside was Parker. Hi, what are you doing here?
I've been in touch with Ellie. She said you were coming back for her wedding. I really wanted to talk to you.
I stepped out onto the porch, and he said something completely unexpected.
You know, I never forgot about that burn scar on your back.
My scar? That's what you want to talk about?
Yeah, I've never stopped thinking about how you saw yourself with it or how painful it must be for you. I found an amazing skin surgeon and he can fix it, Skylar. And if you agree to go for it, I'd like to pay for the surgery.
But why are you doing this?
I swear I'm only doing it as a friend. I know I let you down all those years ago, and now that I can make some decisions on my own, I want to do this.
I stopped being mad at you a long time ago, Parker. You don't have to do this.
I want to. Please don't say no.
After a lot of thinking, I agreed. I underwent the surgery a week later, and when I woke up, Parker was by my side, smiling.
The doctor said it went great.
I can't thank you enough, Parker. I really owe you.
No, you don't. Well, I'll accept a cup of coffee.
It's a date?
Is it?
Maybe. I sat up in bed and pulled Parker towards me in a hug.
Hi, I'm Larissa, and I know what you're thinking. She looks nothing like her family. That's because I was adopted when I was a baby. I was born in Romania, and I might have taken that small piece of trivia a little too seriously. Oh, I can't water the plants. Romanians are allergic to the sun. Does this broccoli have garlic on it? Romanians don't eat garlic, Mommy. But I have to sleep inside this cardboard box. It's a Romanian thing. You won't get it.
That's a vampire thing, doofus. They'll sleep in a bed like a proper human being, child. God, you're so dumb.
I wasn't dumb. I was quirky and cute. But Andre was right. I just never seemed to make the smartest choices. Andre wasn't only my brother. He was also my best bud growing up. He was super smart and solved math equations in his sleep. But he was really awkward and hated outdoor activities. Come out, Andre. Look at all these butterflies coming out of their raccoons.
It's cocoons, and no thank you. You know they start off as icky caterpillars, right?
Quit being such a party pooper and come play with me. But Andre just stayed inside. I chased the butterflies and didn't realize when I ended up rather far from home. I was about to find my way back when suddenly this weird woman came out of nowhere and started showering me with kisses. You! Get your germy lips off of me! I'm warning you, I know Kung Fu!
Larissa, I'm your aunt! I know your real mother. She wants to meet you at the ice cream shop.
My, what now? I didn't really care about finding my real family. I was happy with the one I had. But since ice cream was involved, I was suddenly curious. I was about to get into her van when suddenly a couple of police cars came screeching to a stop before us, and the officers arrested my aunt. They took me to the station with them, and moments later, Mom and Dad came running in and hugged me super tight.
Oh, Larissa, thank God you're safe. You can't go so far from home.
That woman is a kidnapper the police have been trying to catch. She works at the adoption agency and picks up adopted kids for ransom money. Luckily, they caught her in time.
Whoa! The psycho woman was jailed for 25 years. But from that day on, my parents were attached to me like my shadow and treated me like a porcelain doll. They wrapped me up in bubble wrap when I wanted to jump on the trampoline. They put me on a baby leash when we went out in public. They even missed Andre's science fairs and chess matches because they couldn't trust anyone to babysit me.
You only have yourself to blame. Who's dumb enough to just walk off with a random stranger?
Me, of course. I was nothing special. I had no brains and no passion. Most of the time, I felt a little lost. But one day, I saw this 16-year-old Russian swimmer, Mariana, win a gold medal on TV. And my whole life changed. I had posters of her all over my room and even bought all of her merchandise. I was obsessed. I want to be just like Mariana. She's a year older than me, and she's achieved so much.
But swimming is dangerous, sweetie. You could slip and hit your head.
I could do that in the kitchen, too.
We should baby-proof the kitchen.
What? No, I'm not a baby. Please, will you just let me try something for once? I'm sick of staying at home. I begged and whined and threw a couple of tantrums, and finally, they agreed to take me to a kiddie pool. Whatever. I was determined to make the best of it. And when I entered the water, it felt like I was finally in my element. I aced all the lessons and turned out to be a natural. Within a year, I joined the high school swim team and even won a local competition. And Mom and Dad finally stopped freaking out like headless chickens. Then I started 10th grade, and things just went bonkers. On the very first day, I was rushing to the shower when I slipped and went crashing into a girl. I am so sorry. Oh my God. What? You're Mariana. Am I dreaming? Ouch. This is definitely real. I am such a huge fan.
Oh, really? Is that why you tried to injure me?
What? It was an accident.
Ha! I doubt it. I eat jealous little wannabes like you for breakfast. Now stay out of my way or I'll crush you.
What a diva! I found out from the head coach that Mariana was recovering from an injury at the local state-of-the-art medical center and would be attending our high school while she was here. Just my luck. The universe sent my idol to my school, and she already hates me. I tried to do damage control and got her some welcome flowers and cheesecake, but she started sneezing and gagging and threw everything in the trash.
Are you trying to sabotage me? I'm lactose intolerant and allergic to roses.
How was I supposed to know that?
You said you were my fan and you don't know this? Some fan you are.
I was just trying to be nice.
Nice gets you nowhere. Work on your swimming instead, loser.
Okay, that's enough. I know you're an international champion, but you can't treat me like this. I really admired you, but now I can say you're just a brat with a swollen head. Get over yourself.
Ha! You wish you could be me. I have more talent in my injured little toe than you have in your whole entire body.
You can put your entire foot in your mouth because at the next swim meet, I'm gonna beat you.
I accept the challenge. Although it's hardly a challenge. Ha 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 ha.
I was pumped. I trained extra hard and spent so much time in the pool, I started looking like a wrinkly old grandma. But on the day of the swim meet, Mariana spilled an entire bottle of conditioner on me right before the start.
Oops, I'm so sorry. Your skin looked like it needed it.
I was fuming. I took another quick shower, but I was super late. And when the whistle blew, I was so out of it that I flopped into the water like a dying fish. I lost badly, and Mariana sailed through the water gracefully, like a swan. But what she did next shocked the bubbly farts right out of me. Mariana stepped off the stage after taking her prize and kissed Andre. Hey, what the heck are you doing to my brother? Stand behind me, Andre. I'll protect you from this soul-sucking mermaid.
Larissa, Andre has told me so much about you. We met in the library the other day, and I said I was craving some Russian pastries. He got me some the very next day. Andre is a real gentleman.
And you're a real lady.
What was happening? Fred looked genuinely happy, but Mariana was bad news. The way she'd swam earlier, it didn't look like she was injured at all. But before I could confront her, they left. What a bunch of love-struck jerks. I was so depressed, I spent a couple of hours at my favorite ice cream shop eating my feelings. But once the banana splits were gone, I headed home. And to my surprise, I saw Mariana across the street. She was dressed like some weird spy and went inside a dirty-looking alley. I followed her and saw that she was buying a weird packet from some homeless dude. Hey, what you got there, bestie?
Did you hit your head on that dive? I am not your bestie.
Is it Russian candy? Is it a wig? Or is it a whole new personality you use only when Andre's around?
It's your brother's heart, and it's all mine.
She was a piece of work and super suspicious. I wanted to follow her, but I was already late. Mom and Dad would probably send a SWAT team after me. So that night, I borrowed Andre's laptop and did some research. I found a few articles about Mariana's injury, but then I found a creepy Reddit thread about athletes using performance-enhancing pills. I was shocked. Is that how Mariana had swum so well in the competition with an injury? I had to find out. But the next day, I walked into school and everyone was talking about Mariana and Andre like they were a celebrity couple. Andre, of all people, was popular. He suddenly had this confidence I'd never seen before. It was kinda awesome. But Mariana was ruining swimming for me.
We've decided I'll take your place on the swim team for regionals.
What? You can't do that. You're not even a permanent student. Aren't you supposed to be injured and resting? Coach!
I'm sorry, Larissa. We have a chance to compete with an international gold medalist on our team, and she seems strong enough now.
I was so mad, I tore up all of her posters from my room and trashed all the merchandise. All I'd wanted to be was noticed by my idol, but she just turned out to be a massive jerk. I was gonna bring her down if it was the last thing I did.
Hey, Mariana told me what happened. It was really sweet of you to give her your place. She really needed this.
I didn't give up anything. Your evil girlfriend pushed me out. Swimming is the only thing I'm good at, but she couldn't even let me have it.
Look, I know you're hurt, but she's a good person.
It's all an act. She's only pretending to be your girlfriend to get under my skin.
Yes, Larissa, I'm sure. My relationship is all about you. Everything is always about you. The only reason a girl could want to be with me is to get back at you. Not because I have anything worth liking. Right?
Wow! I didn't know you were so desperate to be liked. You'll defend the devil herself. Some brother you turned out to be. I hated the look of hurt in Andre's eyes, but I was just so mad. The next day, I sneaked into the gym and went through Mariana's locker. And I found the package she'd taken from the man in the alley, and it had pills inside. I ran to the head coach and showed him everything. Mariana went ballistic.
They aren't what you think. I'm not a cheat.
Then explain how your injury healed so quickly. You're lying, Mariana, and I have proof.
Stop this, Larissa. You don't know what you're talking about.
No! For once, I'm the smart one and you're being dumb. She played you with her big eyes and pretty face. She's just a cheating witch.
Stop calling me that!
And then she pushed me into the water. The head coach insisted on getting her tested, and she went bananas. She started ripping up pool noodles with her teeth and threw swimming flippers at the students like a mad person. 2 coaches had to drag her away, and she was suspended during the investigation. But I wasn't even happy about it. My teammates were mad at me for being a sneak. Andre wasn't talking to me, and Mariana. All the blood work came out clear. Turns out the pills were special Russian vitamins. But she was so messed up with all the media attention and headlines, she completely failed at the regionals. I felt like a total jerk. It was time for me to apologize. Hey, I'm sorry about the whole mix-up.
As if your plan worked. I lost the competition and my reputation. Now you can have your perfect life back.
Perfect? My life is not perfect. My adoptive family is the bomb. But I've always felt a bit lost since I was a kid. Swimming makes me feel like I belong. And you took that away from me.
Yes, I did, because I'm better at it. And it's good for the team. But Andre was right. You're a selfish, spoiled brat who only thinks about herself.
I was so mad. I slapped her hard across the cheek. We were rolling around on the floor, fighting like cats, when suddenly Andre came in between.
What the heck is wrong with you two?
She started it.
She's always hated me.
That's enough. I love you both, but this needs to stop.
You love me?
Are you okay? Do you have brain fever?
Stop it. Larissa! After all these years, I've taken a back seat while Mom and Dad obsessed over you. I thought you'd be okay with me being the center of attention for once.
It was true. Mom and Dad always went out of their way to make me happy and keep me safe. They hardly ever talked about Andre. I was selfish and felt terrible for not realizing it before.
And Mariana, you can't blame Larissa for jumping to conclusions when she doesn't know the truth.
What truth? Suddenly Mariana looked so sad it broke my heart.
My family had to flee Russia? Some really bad men were after my father, and I had to fake an injury so they would give us quick visas to come to America for my medical treatment. Now, I can never go back, and I can never swim for another country if I want to keep my family safe. That's why I wanted to be part of the swim team so badly.
But that doesn't explain why you're so mean and horrible.
It's all I knew. In Russia, you don't become a champion by being nice and sweet. You have to be really tough and fight for your place. It will be a hard habit to break, but I see you all as competition, especially you. You're good.
She said it reluctantly, but she said it. And I was on cloud 9. Aw, that's all I ever wanted to hear from you.
You, get away from me or I'll take the words back.
You can't take it back. Now you think I'm good, and we'll be on the same team together. It's gonna be epic.
Is your sister crazy? What is wrong with her? Why is she so huggy?
She's just really happy, and so am I.